This episode of the Beauté by ABIC podcast is brought to you by Australasia. Hello and welcome to the Beauté by ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Here, we are strengthening and unifying the industry through representation, innovation, and education. This is a platform created and dedicated to the aesthetic and beauty industry, valuing unity and advancement. We serve to represent, support, and inspire you by connecting you with industry experts, expanding your knowledge through educational pieces, and bringing you the latest industry news. This is Beauté by ABIC. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller, and today's guest is Dr. Gordon Khoo for Australasia. With over 26 years of experience in various areas of medicine and surgery, and a special focus on cosmetic medicine and liposuction surgery, Dr. Gordon Khoo stands at the forefront of Australia's premier clinical educators in facial anatomy, cosmetic injectables, regenerative medicine, and thread lifting. With a distinguished background as a fellow and clinical trainer at the Australasian College of Cosmetic Surgery and Medicine, and a fellow and examiner at the Cosmetic Physicians College of Australasia, Dr. Khoo has also earned recognition as a faculty trainer at the American Academy of Aesthetic Medicine and iClass Anatomy, alongside his role as a faculty trainer in the Asia Pacific region for iClass Anatomy. A dedicated professional with a deep-seated passion for facial anatomy, Dr. Khoo is committed to achieving results that embody natural beauty. His expertise, coupled with a wealth of experience, makes him a sought-after speaker and authority in the realm of cosmetic procedures. As a prominent figure in the industry, Dr. Gordon Khoo is not only shaping the future of facial aesthetics, but also inspiring and educating the next generation of practitioners. Join us as we delve into the world of exosomes and their benefits. For Australasia, today we welcome Dr. Gordon Khoo. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Gordon Khoo. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you, Steph. How are you?
So excited that you're here, actually.
Pleasure to be on this call with you. I'm very excited too.
Well, it's a total pleasure having you on the podcast. And of course, you and I know each other extremely well. So it's even more meaningful to have you here today. You were mentioning before the podcast that it's 10 years, I think, since you and I met.
I know.
Are we giving away our age right now or what?
No, we met when we were 15, of course.
Nice save. So I'm very excited to have you here today. For those listeners that don't know who Dr. Gordon Khoo is, you're in for an absolute treat. Gordon, please tell our audience all about yourself and how you came to be in the aesthetic industry.
Okay, well, initially after graduating from medical school at the University of Melbourne, I spent a few years training to become an orthopedic surgeon, but then life took me to a different direction. So about 10 years ago, that's when I first met you, Steph. I was doing a few different types of locum jobs. And so when I met you, for your clinic, I was helping out with prescribing for your nurse injectors. And that's how I got my first taste of cosmetic medicine. I always tell people that Steph was the one that got me started on my journey in cosmetic medicine. So thank you, Steph.
You're welcome.
So I found the industry fascinating. So I did a lot of further studies in this specialty and attended lots of conferences and courses, as you know, at the time. And I became known as the guy that's at every conference.
You were conference addicted for a while there.
I was, and I didn't just stick to the Australian conferences and courses. I also traveled a lot to Asia, Dubai, and Europe as well. So what's really cool about this field is that it's always evolving, and every year there's something new, a new product, a new treatment, a new method, a new machine. And it keeps things exciting. So what I love the most is seeing my patients look and feel better, and that's what makes it all worthwhile for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we can joke about, being conference addicted, but gosh, attending that many education and training seminars, I would love to have a deep dive into your brain and know everything that you've learned, because you are so on top of the game. You're so current with everything. I know that if I ever have a question about something extremely current, I know I could go to you, because you're at the forefront of what's going on. And much like what we're talking about today, I mean, there's a huge buzzword out there, and the buzzword is exosome, and people still don't know exactly what it is, exactly what it does. And again, like you were with threads, you are completely at the forefront and at the top of the game here. And so that's what we're talking about today. It's so exciting. Gordon, tell us, what are exosomes and why is there so much fuss out there about it?
Okay, so yeah, exosomes are very new in Australia, as you know, and I've only learned about this a few months ago as well. It's a very new product that's coming out to Australia. So exosomes are like these tiny packages with messages that cells use to talk to each other. And that's the simplistic sort of explanation. So picture every cell in your body constantly sending out these little communicating parcels, and inside each parcel, the exosomes, there's a mix of contents like genetic material, proteins, lipids, and growth factors. It's like each exosome carries secret letters from one cell to another saying, hey, let's fix this, or let's boost collagen. So basically, they're like the cell's way of passing important messages around.
It's like our communication system within our cells, cell to cell. That's pretty
Yes.
exciting. I mean, I don't know if we can go too technical here, but how are they created? Where are they made in the cell?
Okay, so getting a bit more technical here is that inside the cell, this, you know how there's a cell membrane. So the cell membrane folds in on itself and makes a little pocket. That's called an endosome. And then the cell then packs contents like proteins, mRNA, messenger RNA, and microRNAs, and lipids and other information into these endosomes. And then these endosomes then fuse back onto the cell membrane, gets expelled out of the cell. And initially, the scientists thought they were just waste products, like because they're just shedding from the cell. So they didn't pay much attention to it. But it turns out they're actually super important.
So they're endosomes when they're in the cell, when they're expelled, they're exosomes.
Yeah. So
So
what happens then, that exosome, because it's made of lipid membrane, so what that happens is that, so it comes out of a donor cell, if you like, and then fuses onto a recipient cell. So it could be, the target could be skin, hair, follicle cells. So when that exosome fuses with another cell, then it then expels the contents from the packet into another cell and give that cell the signals.
Well, that's pretty exciting. So you're giving cells signals and instructions through exosomes. And of course, we all know when the cell gets great instructions, it starts to perform better. Is that what I suppose the gist of it is to increase performance and correct any activity that's not going right within the cell, rejuvenate the cell?
Correct. So it's telling the target cell, say if it's a skin cell, to heal or to regenerate, to boost collagen.
Super exciting. I know that, I mean, everyone talks about exosomes, but I feel that there's a lot of or several different types of exosomes out there. It's a little bit complicated to know what you're working with. I have heard of a specific type of exosome that's beneficial for skin. Can you tell us what, in your opinion, what do you use and what is the most beneficial type of exosome?
So first, let's talk about why exosomes in general can be beneficial for skin rejuvenation. First off, these little exosomes are not just tiny packets, they are messengers carrying healing signals to other cells. So when we use exosome therapy, it's like unleashing a team of mini super agents to another cell to fix up the skin on a cellular level. So exosome therapy provides many benefits for skin health. Firstly, it creates cellular regeneration. So exosomes contain bioactive molecules that stimulate cellular regeneration process, facilitating the repair and renewal of skin cells. And this can lead to improved skin texture and firmness.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and yeah, I've also seen recently some amazing results on hair rejuvenation after just one treatment with with our exosomes.
Incredible. Are we talking better results than PRP?
Yes, I have not seen results with PRP like this.
Wow. And you just said the magic word of the decade, which is skin tightening. Talk about being obsessed with skin tightening. Everybody's talking about it. And now I know, because I was a bit heavier before, and now I know that I drastically need a treatment for my skin laxity after losing a measurable amount of weight. And you just can't find anything without thinking, oh, I'm going to go under the knife. But in combination, some treatments together could work quite well. Tell us about how that works with skin laxity.
So exosomes can promote collagen and elastin in the skin, and that helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines, enhancing skin firmness, tightness. So the exosomes, that's the information I can give out. But in general, in theory, that's what like exosomes can do, but you have to use the right type of exosome to give the right signal and the right message to the cells.
Okay, so you can't just use any old exosome because otherwise they'll target the wrong thing. So that's what you're talking about, is specific types of exosomes that you actually use in your practice.
That's right.
So with regards to we're talking about results. With regards to the ones that you use, I think they're called E50, you said. Tell us about those in particular.
So how are E50 exosomes more superior? Is that, let me explain a bit of microbiology sort of stuff here.
Do it. Get technical on it. We love it.
So most of the competitor exosomes currently on the market are like general messengers. They are collected, the exosomes are collected from these cells called mesenchymal stem cells. Yeah. These cells are undifferentiated cells, which are kind of like undecided kids who haven't figured out what they want to do when they grow up. So because of this, the messages contained inside these exosomes from these mesenchymal stem cells aren't really customized for skin and hair. They're sort of like one size fits all. Plus, getting exosomes from mesenchymal stem cells is a bit tricky. They have to grow a lot of these cells, which takes a long time, which is 3 to 4 months. And with each batch, there are fewer exosomes being produced, and the good stuff inside exosomes become less and less as well.
Right.
So if you sort of think, okay, well then when they collect these type of exosomes, how good are they? We don't know. And also, how specific are they? So another problem with that, when they grow so many of these types of mesenchymal stem cells, they will die off over time as well. So it's just from programmed cell death, which is a natural process called apoptosis. So during this process, they then create waste products called apoptotic bodies.
Yes.
And unfortunately, these apoptotic bodies, which contain messages for cell death, are also collected with the exosomes and put into a vial. So these are the products. So that can cause potentially inflammation and potentially harmful effects. And I've seen it, and so I've seen people use the other type, and then there's a lot more inflammation.
Australasia is an Australian-owned company that specialises in manufacture and supply of medical devices for use in operating theatres and plastic and cosmetic surgery. Founded in 1988, Australasia is committed to providing excellent service and delivering world-class training to the Australian aesthetic industry. Providing 100% Australian-made single-use safety products, Australasia manufactures, imports, and supplies all devices required for liposuction and liposculpture. As the Australian distributor for Silhouette Soft, tissue suspension, collagen stimulating filler, and the revolutionary Regenera Activa AMT, Australasia offers a range of products designed to help physicians harness the benefits of regenerative medicine in the fields of dermatology, sports medicine, and traumatology. All Australasia manufactured products are available for sale and distribution worldwide, along with contract manufacturing and product development assistance. Australasia are proud sponsors of ABIC's educational conference, Elevate 2024. To learn more about Australasia, you can visit their stand at Elevate in the Exhibitors Hall or visit www.austramedex.com.
Here's where E50 exosomes shine. They're made by a Korean company called primer cure, and they use a patented technology to customize what goes into these exosomes. So a little bit about, so I will talk about a little bit more about this at my presentation at the conference as well. But so what they do, they use ultrasonic energy to open up the pores of the cell. Now, instead of using those undecided stem cells, they use fibroblasts, which are the expert key cells in skin rejuvenation and collagen production. So what they do is they treat these fibroblasts and open up their cell membrane, and then they pump other goodies like the proteins and nutrients that the cells need, the skin cells need, into the fibroblast cell. And when the fibroblast cell then packages these ingredients into endosomes and then expels into exosomes, they already have these targeted, more kind of supercharged exosomes ready to go. And the thing is, to sort of multiply fibroblasts, it only take 12 to 24 hours. So not like months and months like with mesenchymal stem cells, which there's a lot of cell death, as we talked about. So there's no apoptotic, apoptotic bodies, no dead cells around. So it's a lot much more pure exosomes and more targeted, customized exosomes for skin and hair.
More targeted, more efficient. Goodness me, the technology that goes behind doing something like that is, mind blowing with what we can achieve these days. How are these cells harvested?
Oh, that's interesting. So they have a skin bank which they screen the patients, obviously free of diseases. They've been screened by the Korean Dermatology Institute, free of toxic contents. So they've been fully approved by the Korean government and the authorities there. So yeah.
So they're donor cells, basically.
Yes, I mean the cells got to be clear of diseases, obviously, but the thing is, what we're getting are not the cells, and there's a difference. In the past, we were thinking either PRP, which is just got growth factors, or stem cells. We were trying to harvest stem cells and try to inject stem cells. But now we're thinking, okay, what if we can just get the information that the cells want and send that through? So exosomes are not cells. So we're not getting cells from someone else. We're just getting the information.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That's incredible, the technology and the work that goes into that. And I suppose, we're talking actually about the treatment itself, but that makes me think, how do we deliver this? Is it injected? Do you have a delivery type of system that could efficiently deliver these? And how do you even preserve those? Because obviously, there would be some kind of preserving mechanism that you would need to have, because you've got these live kind of messenger packages that you want to preserve. How do you do that? And I heard a whisper about a specific device that you use as well.
So if you think about how we deliver topicals in general, skin topicals, so you can just apply it on the skin, which doesn't penetrate very well, or you can do some skin needling and then apply the ingredient. Now, the exosomes themselves are not TGA approved as an injectable.
Right.
So I'm not going to talk about injecting exosomes, but probably off-label. Some people might do that, but I'm not going to comment about that. So now I use a device called Target Cool, which is another Korean innovative device, and that improves the delivery and absorption of exosomes into the skin.
Oh, right, because injecting is not approved yet. So tell us the magic of this particular device.
Sure. So Target Cool is an innovative portable handheld device with a sophisticated temperature control system, and it sprays out jets of air at supersonic speed. So it basically holds like a water gun, and it has a button and a screen on the handle that makes it easy for the therapist to adjust how cold it gets and how long the treatment lasts, depending on what each client needs. So because it blows out cold air really fast, like a powerful spray, it can help push special skincare ingredients like exosomes deeper into the skin at high pressure, so they work better. And there's actually studies being done, and it pretty much doubles the absorption rate and penetrates much deeper compared to just skin needling.
And I heard this is super cool. Like it actually, does it freeze the exosomes or the product that's actually going to be infused into the skin, for a lack of a better term?
Yeah, so the device actually has 3 modes of action. It has a cooling mode, a freezing mode, and a boosting mode. So yeah, so the cooling mode is just cools the skin for pain relief, like like we do with ice when we do injectables. Yeah, so you can use it for injectables as a pain relief. Or the freezing mode is the cryotherapy mode that many doctors use to treat skin conditions like warts, freezing of warts, and solar keratosis, sunspots. And so in this mode, the device applies sub-zero temperatures to the skin and just helps reduces redness and swelling after treatment as well. Okay, so the boosting mode is what we're interested in terms of delivering exosome. So Target Cool helps topical skin ingredients get into the skin better by spraying these jets of cold air at supersonic speed. These jets of cold air first crystallizes the liquid in the chamber as part of this device, and then sprays out these tiny little crystals into the skin at supersonic speed and pushes these little crystals into the skin. Then once it's in the skin, obviously the little crystals would melt and into the skin. Yeah, so it's super cool. I was
Fascinating. Do you get the same, I mean, do you get the same penetration as skin needling as doing a skin needling infusion with ingredients?
No, because I've seen studies which I also present at the conference that what they've done is they tagged these exosomes and see how much, and then they took pictures to see how much, they took scans and see how much.
Penetration depth,
Yeah, so it's pretty much almost doubles the delivery and the
Doubles the
absorption.
delivery of skin needling of product.
Yes.
That's incredible, Gordon. So many questions are popping up into my head. If you skin needle first, let's just say you skin needle first and then apply exosomes through Target Cool, is that a combined treatment?
That's what pretty much what I do, because you want all the good stuff, as much as this good stuff into the skin as much as you can. Otherwise, you're kind of just wasting the exosomes on the surface.
Of course. And what depth of penetration are you going with the skin needling on first part? How many passes as well?
It depends on which parts on the face, and so some parts like I literally had a treatment yesterday.
Is that why you're glowing?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I went 3mm.
3mm skin needling.
Yeah.
And that's obviously cheek and the thicker dermal.
You can do 1.5 as well.
What would you do around the eyes? What depth would you do around eyes?
I would do less. I would not, because eyelid skin is a lot thinner, obviously. So I would probably do one.
Or you could do a one around the eyes. Nice.
Yeah. Just be careful around the eyes, because obviously this is supersonic pressure. I mean, they did spray my eyelids there's no problem. It's only on the skin. It's not going to hurt your eye. They also treated a little bit my hair up in the forehead a bit. That's a bit more sensitive. So
with 3 mils, you obviously have some good numbing. I can do skin needling without numbing, but I'm not keen about it. But getting to 3 mil, I mean, you're going very deep. Like, is it necessary to go that deep? Because I mean,
It's not. You could go 1.5.
Okay, great. And then after that, is it an immediate treatment with the exosomes through Target Cool?
Straight away after, I need to spray. And the spray feels like somebody spraying a deodorant.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's incredible. And can I just say, you do not look like you've had 3 mil skin needling yesterday. Your face is not swollen. It is glowing, and I would not have known you would have had a treatment. The exosome actually calm down inflammation quite quickly.
So the super cold air plus the exosome, they both have anti-inflammatory activities. So there's no downtime.
There's no downtime. Goodness me. Because I know I'm quite swollen, red, and peeling after a really intense skin needling. Do you get the peeling?
So this is my second treatment. Last treatment I had absolutely no downtime, no peeling, nothing.
Oh, that's incredible. That's honestly blowing my mind. Can I be sneaky and ask a question? Can you use Target Cool with other products as well? Or
absolutely. So you can use vitamin B, vitamin C, whatever normally use for skin needling, you can also use that. They're a little bit wary about doing it for PRP though, because not that you can't, it's just that if you're spraying PRP, it comes out at such high speed, and this is someone else's blood product, it's it could be a bit
Turns
of
aerosol,
yeah,
right?
it might
You
get
need
into
proper.
the therapist's eye or something. So at the moment, I don't advise doing this for PRP. But the thing is, if you got exosomes, you don't need PRP.
Understood. If your therapist is full PPE, glasses, goggles, the whole lot, but you would still be in your hair and on your
Yeah, and
body.
it still gets into the air a bit, because you don't know, because it just sprays out at such high speed.
It's something I wouldn't have even thought about to recommend against, but that's an important thing to talk about. So you're saying pop vitamin B in there or pop just your skincare? Are you able to just pump skincare into that chamber you were talking about, or do you need specific products that can crystallize and get delivered in a certain way?
So it gets a bit tactical. They've got different chambers for different viscosity of fluid, and you have to set it that way. You can't just add like a cream in it or something, I don't think. It's got to be something liquidy, and depending on the viscosity of the fluid. So even the E50 exosomes, they have different sort of medium. So it comes in a powder, the E50, and you have to mix it with depending on what you're treating to turn on the viscosity of the fluid.
Right. So it's mainly for serum type ingredients with varying viscosities, but not a cream. Obviously, it'd probably be a bit of a waste putting a cream in there. I don't know how that would work, but
so just like E50 exosomes comes in a powder form, like like botulinum toxin or
yes.
something, and then you gotta add this liquid with it. The liquid that they have contains hyaluronic acid and peptides, so a good start. So you mix it, and then so it's basically spraying exosomes, hyaluronic acid, and peptides. So
All at one time. That's pretty super duper. When are you going to book me in, Gordon?
well, come for
Coming
treatment
around.
at the conference. They'll have this demo.
Oh, yes, of course, because my face won't be full of makeup that day. I'll come without any makeup on and you can treat me for sure. I think I need a pre-conference boost, so I'm with you beforehand.
Well, I heard they'll be there from 6 a.m. So
Actually, if you want to know a fun fact, bump in for me is 4 a.m. So I'll see you at 6, but I'll be
okay.
here from 4.
Right,
I'm
yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'm so excited that you're
Yeah.
speaking at our conference. Gosh, you're a headline at our conference. You're presenting 3 times, and I think you're on a panel. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
We're super excited. I mean, we've come full circle from meeting 10 years ago when you came into my clinic and were started to become so addicted to, our industry and fall in love with our industry to now we were saying, how funny is it? We met at the clinic and, we started working together. And then 10 years later, you're presenting at the conference, the ABIC conference, my conference. So I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty special.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty special. Yeah.
And so thank you so much for coming on today and telling us all about exosomes and all about this wonderful revolutionary technology, which is called Target Cool, which sounds like you can do so many more things than just exosomes. I think that nurses and therapists will be extremely interested in this technology as well, because it sounds very non-invasive. And when you're talking about penetrations of double the depth of skin needling, I mean, we want that next step. What next? Every time I speak to a clinic owner or even a therapist, they're like, give me what's next. I've hit a wall or I've hit at the ceiling with one of my patients. I want to get something that will further these results. And Target Cool sounds like something that can actually up the game there. And they're obviously distributed by one of our supplier members, which you do some incredible work with. Who are they?
So Australasia, I've been working with them for almost at the same time. It's almost about 9, 10 years as well. Yeah, in a good company. They supply me with threads, silhouette softs. I consider them to be the most premium threads.
They are incredible threads. Yes. They have such a good reputation and they are such generous supporters of ABIC. They're sponsors of our conference, members of ABIC, and, just dealing with a company that wants to give back to the industry so much and understands the importance of an association that is so overarching over the 4 sectors of our industry. Obviously, our mission is to unite all sectors of the industry from, beauty all the way to dermal and medical aesthetics. And I think it's such a beautiful company because it does incorporate devices for all of the sectors of our industry, which is so important.
Yeah, I mean, what I liked about working with Australasia over the years is that they always like to make sure that whatever these products they're distributing, that they really do work. And this is why They actually did research into other types of exosomes, and they decided to not choose the other types. And they've done their research, and they thought, okay, no, we'll go with E50. It's a much more pure, effective.
And it makes us feel so much more comfortable knowing that this type of company does value that much research into their equipment, but also their products. And that's why, only endorsed companies can actually become members of ABIC, and they go through an endorsement process, which signifies them as doing the right thing from start to finish, because we value our members and we value their businesses, and we value our patients as well. So it's just such a special arrangement, and it's so wonderful that, to have you on the podcast today. And I want you to come back, tell us what you're up to in the future. But until then, we'll see you at the conference.
You will. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Gordon.
Thank you, Steph.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Beauty by ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Thank you for listening, and until next time, stay connected.